There's no propaganda out there that supports women being accountable at all. So naturally, if women watch the news and the media and the shows and the movies, it's all catering to the woman's ego. So now women don't want to be held accountable for the most part. Now, I'm not going to say all women, but to me, the accountability of women is based on culture. So like in our culture, it's pretty much it's done. Now, Asian culture, it still exists. Hispanic culture still exists. Other cultures, it still exists. In our culture, it's a major problem because everything is catered towards the woman. Even like Chase said earlier, big mama, aunties, everything is going to the woman. Then it's black girl magic. Then it's I'm independent. Then it's all this stuff is building them up to be women. There's no men in the equation at all. Even BLM said we don't want the men around. So nothing, there's no movement that's holding women accountable, none.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, I've noticed a lot of the women, and I'm not a woman basher. All the ladies watching, I love y'all. I'm not bashing y'all. I'm just stating my observations. I'm just stating my observation. I've noticed that most of the women that caught up in all this social justice bullshit have no man. The women that have a man, that have a family, that are committed to their family, don't have time for all this nonsense. They don't. So, you know, for me, I see it. It's clear. Like a lot of women just have no humility. They have no humility. That's why they can't be held accountable, because they cannot be brought low.
Well,
you know,
Blanche was saying, like, if everything is catered to the woman, then why should they? You know what I mean? Why should they be humble? Why they can say, hey, well, that's sexist. Or you only
because
do it.
Their lack of humility is killing them. I've never seen a happy feminist in my life. Never. Never.
No. That's why most of them gave it up and got married. Most of them from the 60s and 70s are grandmothers now. They gave it up.
Well, for this generation, you know, we're pushing mid-30s, 40s, so they don't have a lot of time to get this together. You know,
they'll get mad at me, but I'll quote Kevin Samuels. You know what the outcome is gonna be, man. Listen, for a lot of them,
and they're gonna continue the cycle, because just like we were talking about earlier, and you were saying they want men to take control. But I mean, when you grow up in a household where the woman is in control, it's hard to give that up. Like, you're not gonna just give it up because I'm in control. I call all the shots. There's little things that people don't think about on a daily basis. Where do you put your soap? Things like that people just get irritated about, that they be like, I don't need this. So now you're gonna come in here and start telling me this and that. I'm in control. So it passes down to the next generation, and they start telling their daughters, no, you need a man that's gonna listen. You don't want him telling you what to do, this and that. And then it's a continuous cycle. That's what I'm saying. It has to stop.
Well, you know, women are not physiologically designed to head a household. This is why every month they lose a ton of blood. Their bodies go through a process to where it's trying to get them ready for childbirth. This process is, I don't want to use scientific words, but it requires a lot of energy. So if you're expending your energy to work, and you're working and you're raising kids, you're trying to carry a household, you're gonna have a lot of errors. You're gonna have a lot of reproductive errors. That's why Black women that are mothers, that are mostly single, they have the highest prevalence of like PCOS, and they got uterine fibroids and all that stuff like that, because that energy that they need to nourish their womb and their ovaries, they're using it. Their body is thinking, okay, I'm at war. my skeletal muscles need this. My brain needs this energy. You know, so they're having a lot of reproductive issues. So their decisions are literally killing them. Literally. You know, so the shit got to stop. And it has nothing to do with you know, men's rights. It's for their own good. They were just not designed to be alone, to be the person holding down a household. They weren't designed for that. And that's okay. That's totally okay. Their design and function is beautiful. It's a beautiful function.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and so is the man's. The man's function is a beautiful function. And when you bring it together, you get a beautiful picture. So
No, that's 100% true.